Welcome to my product. I am now launching a jar file which will open the application, leading us to the login form. In this example, I am the chair. Delegates will enter my IP address to enter the role selection form, which fulfills success criteria 7. The delegates are able to log into the same session as the chair by entering their IP address. We now enter the role selection form. From here, users will decide whether to be a chair or delegate, as there can be more than one chair. This fulfills success criteria 1, where there is a common login form where students can choose to be either delegates or chairs. For example, if I were to select becoming a chair and press submit, this now takes me to the initiate debate form, where I can enter my individual committee and topic name before pressing the initiate debate button. I'm now entering my committee and topic name into the text fields, which will be passed to the main debate interface. Pressing the Initiate Debate button will create a new debate session ID in the database, under which all the vote sessions, votes, and amendments for that debate session will be logged. This fulfills success criteria 2, allowing the chair to enter the relevant committee and topic name, then officially starting the debate session. This shows that my committee name, ECOSOC, and my topic, Women's Rights in Afghanistan, have been passed into the relevant fields. On the other hand, as a delegate, once I press submit on the role selection form, I am immediately taken to the main delegate interface. This fulfills success criteria 3, which states that as a delegate, I am able to submit amendments, partake in voting, and view submitted amendments. For example, if I'd like to submit an amendment, I first select an amendment type between add, modify, or strike. Then I enter the clause number in a text field, for example, 5C. In a larger text field, I enter my amendment text and then press submit. A confirmation message pops up in the dialog box confirming that my amendment has been submitted. Upon clicking OK, the text fields disappear and the combo box is preset to allow for convenience and efficiency. To view amendments, I simply click View on the Submitted Amendments button, which takes me to a scrolling page of amendments. Each entry is separated and formatted according to how I submitted the amendment, by type, clause number, and enter text. This works the same for the amendment type modify as well as strike, which simply enters a new entry below the existing one. This is also reflected in the database where under the amendments table, we can see that a new auto-incremented amendment ID has been created. The country ID is noted and the amendment type, clause number, and text have been recorded, ensuring that success criteria 3 is met. Furthermore, if a delegate tries to vote even though the chair has not started a voting session, they will receive an error message which states that their vote has not been registered, as you can see. This fulfills success criteria 4, which states that delegates are only allowed to vote when a chair starts a voting session. In addition, the delegate also has the option of exiting debate anytime, which then removes their country ID from the debate session and ensures that they will not skew the voting calculations. The delegate interface is now complete, back to being a chair. Using the combo box, for example, if Afghanistan is speaking, as the chair, I would like to display their flag. Upon selecting their country, the relevant flag emerges. This fulfills success criteria 6, which states that the chair is able to project an adjustable timer and the flag of the country speaking. For example, for Afghanistan or Albania to allow for easy reference. The chair interface also allows chairs to manually set, start, and stop a delegate's speaking time. In accordance with official Model UN procedure, warnings are given at 30 and 15 seconds respectively. This is indicated as the timer turns yellow when the timer hits under 30 seconds and red when speaking time hits under 15 seconds. To reiterate, this completes success criteria 6. A confirmation message is provided to indicate time is up. Next up, chairs are able to start a voting session by indicating its subject in the text field and selecting the vote session type, whether for amendments or the resolution. Upon starting a vote session, the J label at the top of the page indicates whether it is an amendment or resolution voting session. For example, this J label indicates that this is an amendment voting session. This fulfills success criteria 5, which states that voting is separated for amendments and the resolution. The same goes for resolution voting. When a vote session is created, this is reflected in the database as a new auto-incremented vote session ID has been created under the same existing debate session ID. The subject the chair entered is included and the active column indicates whether the vote session is still ongoing using the Boolean 1 to indicate active. To give an example of a voting session, I have made 5 countries active. Remember that vote sessions are calculated using a percentage of the countries active rather than a specific number. Clicking the button Live View starts a live feed which shows that these countries are yet to vote. I have created classes which will automatically create test data to show fail and pass scenarios. For amendment voting, fail scenarios is a voting outcome that secures less than a 2/3 majority. As I've already activated Live View, returning to the votes form shows that the votes against override the for votes, thereby failing the motion. I can also represent this by clicking the Graph View button, which creates a pie chart that graphically represents the distribution of votes. This fulfills success criteria 9, which states that a summary of the votes are presented using a pie chart. For the final voting session, which is always a resolution voting session, chairs can either press the update or count buttons to maintain confidentiality and count individual columns. For time constraint purposes, only Live View will be shown. Once again, all the active countries participating in the voting session emerge in the Yet to Vote table. For resolution voting, a pass scenario constitutes 50% plus 1 majority. Running the pass scenario Java class, we're now able to observe how the countries move from the Yet to Vote table to their randomly generated vote tables, whether for, against, or abstain. The 3-second delay in Live View has been fast forwarded to show final results. After resolution voting has finished, this marks the end of the debate session. The resolution voting session has an end debate button instead of an end vote session, like it does in amendment voting, to remind the chair that debate is coming to a close. Upon pressing the end debate button, a dialog box pops up indicating the resolution has passed. After pressing OK, chairs have the option of clearing the database, fulfilling the final criteria, which states that the chair is able to clear all recorded database results for that debate session. A confirmation message is displayed and this closes the application. This is finally reflected in the database while all records in the relevant tables have been cleared. Thank you.